So one console that I don't talk all that much about on this channel is of course the Xbox, and that's really just because there wasn't any games this year that really piqued my interest. Scorn, I played it for like a half hour, an hour. No, not for me. Grounded, I played that game when it first was in beta. I didn't like it either. But 2023, a lot of things are going to be changing for the Xbox brand because, well, there's some banger titles coming out that I'm definitely very stoked on. A game like Starfield, like, yes, I think that game looks really cool. I enjoy Fallout games, so Fallout in space kind of sounds fun to me. Redfall looks interesting enough. Forza Motorsports 8, I'm definitely very excited for. I plan on picking up a wheel to play that game because Gran Turismo 7 was kind of a letdown. And of course, Xbox has been very busy with acquisitions such as the Activision Blizzard situation, which hasn't completely gone through quite yet, but it will be going through. I don't think there's any way to stop this necessarily, and there really shouldn't be any way to stop this because it's competition, it's video games, and Xbox really needs all the help that they can get. So when it comes to the future of Xbox, Phil Spencer, good old Slick Philly, just leaving the strip club after playing 18 holes on the local golf course, having a few drinks with some of the ladies there. I don't know why I envision that for him, but I definitely envision that as being his sort of moniker. He recently did an interview with the Wall Street Journal talking about the profitability of things available on the Xbox, kind of the future of Xbox, and how the future of the Xbox brand evidently involves the Nintendo Switch as well. So there's a bunch of things I want to talk about with this, so let's just get straight into it. So one of the big questions around the Xbox business model has been, of course, Xbox Game Pass, offering a ton of games at a fraction of a price, just, you know, a few dollars a month. You can get year-long subscriptions. They constantly have sales running on it. Like, many people thought to themselves, well, how is this profitable? It can't necessarily be profitable because of a myriad of reasons. Obviously, Xbox is having to pay to have these games available on Game Pass. You're having to pay the developers and the publishers. So is the rate of return really worth the investment of paying for these games? Well, it seems like it is. This is coming straight from the horse's mouth with Phil Spencer. Not that he necessarily looks like a horse, because I don't like horses. I like Phil Spencer a little bit more than I like horses. Phil Spencer did confirm that Game Pass is indeed a profitable venture for Xbox. They said that Game Pass is about 15% of gaming revenue for the service. So, you know, I mean, hats off. Like, Game Pass, I feel, was definitely born out of necessity, and I say this all the time whenever I talk about Game Pass. There's a reason why companies like PlayStation and Nintendo haven't done a Game Pass like business model where you essentially pay a monthly subscription service to access all of the games, whether they're new games or old games, enhanced old games, no matter what the case is. And that's because Xbox was kind of in this weird position in the marketplace. You know, the PlayStation 4 was absolutely dominating them. The Xbox One wasn't selling all that great. So Microsoft had to try something different. And really, at the end of the day, it benefits gamers to some extent, I feel. There is that whole question about Game Pass quality. If a game is coming to Game Pass on day one, especially when it's a first party game, is there that same level of quality that you get with a vast majority of first party Sony titles and first party Nintendo titles? You know, I think 2023 is going to be the indicator of that, with games like Forza, with games like Starfield, because then you're going to actually have to, you know, back up these big quality titles that are available on the service. So I think Game Pass is cool. I'll keep it a buck with you. Like, I enjoy Game Pass. Game Pass allows me to check out games that I might not have necessarily checked out before, and I play my Xbox a lot. That's kind of a thing that a lot of people don't realize. I would say my Xbox gets the most use out of everything in my house, and that's not necessarily because of the fact that I'm playing games on it. Like I said, the Xbox gets the most use. I have my NBA League Pass set up through my Xbox so that I can watch all my NBA games, because I don't know, I couldn't figure out, I have cable, but I couldn't figure out how to set it up through there. And God forbid LG televisions have an NBA app on it, because no, you're not going to have that. But the Xbox does have my NBA app, so I watch all my games on there. It's a very versatile system that I enjoy. But to see that Game Pass is, you know, essentially a profitable venture for Xbox, you know, that's got to give them some encouragement for the future as far as adding in these new games that will be coming to the service. Now, Phil Spencer did say that it's kind of stagnating a bit as far as new subscriptions for Game Pass on consoles. The PC seems to be doing much better now because, once again, you know, adding in stuff on your PC without having to buy the games, like, that's a very profitable thing for them, obviously, and it's something that a lot of PC gamers enjoy. But as far as the stagnation is concerned, I really think that's not necessarily indicative of the service. I think that's more so indicative of really the lack of exclusive titles. Once you start getting these Forza Motorsports 8, which, you know, I'm, as you can tell, I'm really looking forward to that. Gran Turismo 7 just pissed me off, and it still pisses me off. You still can't sell your damn cars in those games. What the hell are you doing there? Where are all the cool street tracks? Like, there's no city courses, or like, they're all just stupid race. God, I hate that game. But yeah, Forza Motorsports 8, I'm really looking forward to that. Starfield, I feel like, you know, oh, I could buy Starfield for $60 or $70, or I could just get Game Pass for the same price for the year and then get all these other games. So I feel like that's definitely going to help the business model going forward when it comes to Xbox. But there was something that was a bit concerning with Phil Spencer's interview, and that was the increase of price when it comes to Xbox related things, such as the aforementioned Game Pass, games themselves, and even potentially consoles, because that's something we're seeing that, of course, PlayStation has done in many regions, pretty much everywhere beyond just the United States, got a price increase for the PlayStation 5, whether it's the disc-based system or the disc-less system. And Xbox and Nintendo both came out and said, no, we're not going to do that. But now it seems like Xbox might be kind of moonwalking back a little bit on that, because it does seem like they are toying with the idea of increasing the price of some things, which, you know, it's not a good look, in my opinion. I don't understand releasing something and then increasing the price of it. Like, if you're a consumer, why would you want that? Why do you think that that's a good thing? I understand that the world has changed, this, that, and the other, inflation, all that sort of stuff, but you came out in the marketplace at your price. Things should go down over time. They should not increase. So it's something that they're toying with. It's something that's not confirmed, but it is something to keep an eye on with this, because, you know, Slick Philly, he'll say one thing, but then he'll do another. But I think one of the more interesting things about this interview that Phil Spencer did with the Wall Street Journal, which I won't have a link to it in the description box down below because you can't link articles anymore. Go to the Wall Street Journal, type in Xbox, it'll pop up with Philly's little face there. But Phil Spencer was talking about Call of Duty, because essentially now Call of Duty is a Microsoft property. You know, this deal is more than likely going to go through. These weirdo people on both sides of the coin. There's weirdo people that are of PlayStation that are so mad about this. There's weirdo people about Xbox that think this is the greatest thing ever. You know, the proof is in the pudding. Let's actually see this deal go through, and let's see the quality of games that come out, because that's what matters at the end of the day. You could buy up every freaking studio in the world. Like, you could buy Rare at their peak and then squander them. But what company would ever do that? Anyways, Call of Duty is obviously a very hot property, even though everyone's boycotting Activision, just like they boycotted Bayonetta 3. We all see that boycotts are bullshit and nobody follows through with it, because that's just the way the people are. So I don't understand why they do it in the first place. But Call of Duty is a huge franchise. It's one of the biggest selling franchises year after year. And obviously Sony is upset that Call of Duty may go away when this deal goes through, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be doing that anytime soon. And if anything, Phil Spencer is saying that he wants more Call of Duty on more platforms, and that does include the Nintendo Switch. We've heard this before from Phil Spencer, saying that he wants Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch, and now he's reiterating it with this interview. Of course, when you couple that with the fact that Xbox wants Game Pass on as much stuff as humanly possible, I don't understand why Nintendo doesn't try to do an a la carte sort of Game Pass on there. Maybe not have everything on there, but if they're paying you hand over fist to put Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch, like, that to me seems like a no-brainer. But getting back to Call of Duty, I have to ask this question. If Call of Duty is so important as coming to the Nintendo Switch and actually is playing a role in the future of the Xbox brand, why don't they just put Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch? Like, I understand this merger has not gone through yet completely. This deal has not gone through completely yet, but it just, you know, if Activision thought it was such a good idea, why didn't Activision do it? You know, is there a market for Call of Duty games on Nintendo platforms? Looking at the DS, looking at the Wii, even the Wii U, there were some Call of Duty titles on there. How did they do comparatively to the other systems? Not all that great, but there was a reason for that. Obviously, the Wii game had motion controls, the DS I mean, it was the DS. And then of course the Wii U just didn't really sell all that great. So most third-party companies, EA, Activision, your Western third-party companies are like, bye, we're not making games for you. So I don't know. It's a very interesting interview. How the Nintendo Switch plays a role in the future of Xbox, how Game Pass has actually been profitable, although stagnating a bit, which I think will change once these big titles come out. But the price raises, the price increases, you know, I think that Game Pass will probably be the first thing that does see a price increase, because although it is profitable, it could be much more profitable. And that's, you gotta remember, these companies aren't your friends. If you have an avatar for Sony or Nintendo or Microsoft or Xbox or whatever, and that's your profile picture, like, stop it. That's what they want. They want these lunatic diehards to live and die for them, and, you know, only talk about their systems and always hype up everything, even though it might not be a big of a deal. So I don't know. Very interesting interview, though. Like I said, it's available on the Wall Street Journal. There was some other stuff here. I just wanted to talk about mostly the positive things and the interesting things that I thought from this interview were said. Let me know in the comment section down below, though. Do you think that Xbox is finally going to turn that corner in 2023? Are they finally going to put their money where their mouth is and actually release a ton of titles available for Game Pass, still offering that Game Pass at a, you know, consumer friendly price point? Do you see them working with Nintendo more in the future? How is all that going to play out? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share, hit the bell notification as well. Damn, I thought the New York Knicks were supposed to be trash. 3-1 though, 3-game winning streak. Suck it. LA Lakers can't win a game. Oh, 76ers suck. Nets suck. Suck it. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.